Welcome back to the Organizedpreneur Podcast. This is the place where faith-driven female founders and entrepreneurs learn to step out of the weeds and fully get into their role as a media CEO. I am your host, Aldreama Harper, podcast strategist and efficiency architect. And around here, we anchor our businesses and our endeavors in 1 Corinthians 14, verse 40, let all things be done decently and in order. We believe that having the right systems in place is exactly what allows you to share your God-given message without sacrificing your peace or your time. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. Even though I've done it before, I'm going to do this on a regular basis once a month. This is actually in conjunction with my monthly networking meeting. And so I host a monthly networking event for an incredible group of women. And when they register, I ask them a simple question like, what are some things that's bottlenecking your business or your podcast, or what are some questions that you have about your business or podcasting? And so I was looking through the list of responses, and the questions were so incredibly good and so aligned that I knew I had to bring them straight to the podcast. So I'm going to read off the questions, a few of the exact questions that were submitted by these brilliant women, and I'm going to give you the CEO level strategies to solve them. And so, welcome to the show, and let's dive in. So the first major theme that I saw come through from two different ladies. One question was asked, how do I use my podcast to get coaching clients and just be a business owner? That was the question. And then another said she wanted to know more about meeting other podcasters that's doing big things and integrating it into their business. And so here's the truth. So you cannot get coaching clients if your podcast is operating as a separate entity. If it's a separate entity from your business, you will not be able to get coaching clients. Too many of you are treating your podcast like a heavy hobby or a digital diary. Like you get on the mic, share some random thoughts, and then hope someone buys your coaching. Well, guess what? It's not going to happen. It won't happen. And so, as a media CEO or podcast CEO, your podcast must be the front door to your business. This is actually working today, where people have the front door of their business is the podcast. And the strategy that you need here is what I call the 90-day content matrix. You need to look at what coaching service or program or digital product and reverse engineer your episode topics so that they naturally lead the listener straight to that offer. Every single episode needs a job, a J-O-B, right? When you give your content structure, it stops being a hobby and it starts to be a lead generator. Okay? So, one thing that I know for certain, and that is, well, let me say it this way, because I do get this question as well. people want to know, well, how do I get sponsorship? I say sponsor your own show. Okay, sponsor your own show. Like this show, the Organizedpreneur Show, is sponsored by the Organizedpreneur operating system. That's the service and the digital product that I've launched. And so when you are clear about your product and who you want to serve, then you will be clear about your podcast. And so the next question was, the person wanted strategies to build an email list, a subscriber email list. And I will say to you, this is the holy grail of podcasting, because we do not own social media, but we do own our own we do own our own email list, okay? And the biggest mistake that I see podcasters make is, just saying, subscribe to my newsletter. That's the call to action at the end of an episode, without giving the listener a reason to do it. Like, if you tell me to subscribe to your newsletter and you don't give me a reason why I should subscribe, then I won't subscribe, and neither will they. And so to build your email list, you need to have an instant digital workforce. Like, you take the incredible wisdom that you share on your episode and you turn it into a lead magnet or an exclusive newsletter. But here is the efficiency architect caveat. You do not need to do this manually. You need a two-tool tech. Say that more than 2 times. Two-tool tech stack and a simple AI protocol. And you can take your 30-minute raw audio running through the system and let AI generate a high-value email newsletter and a lead magnet in 60 seconds or less. Your systems should be growing your list while you protect your peace. So that was the second question that I got, which was about growing an email list and the reason why you should do it. All right, so the next question that was that someone submitted, the registrant wrote like a whole paragraph, okay? So she said, stages to grow our audience. Also, we're looking to monetize our podcast, which is fairly new territory for me. Is it best to start with who we know to make ad deals? What do I not know? And I love this question because she asks, what do I not know? And so what you don't know is that you don't need massive download numbers to make money. And you don't need to stress over making tiny pennies from ads or ad deals especially when you're just starting out. So I believe that the secret to monetizing a smaller audience is reclaiming your time so that you can actually sell. Did you get that? The secret to monetizing a smaller audience is reclaiming your time so that you can actually sell. You cannot scale or pitch to sponsors or grow your audience if you are spending 6 hours or an entire weekend or what have you acting as a volunteer in your on your show, like an audio editor. If you're duct taping your tech together then you're acting as a volunteer audio editor. And so you monetize by automating your back-end workflows. I mean, and a lot of people don't think of it that way. They want to immediately get to pitch to people who can sponsor, their show. And I say, automate your back-end workflows, and when your systems are clean, you buy back your time, the time that you need to actually network and secure those ad deals and pitch your high-ticket offers. But the best way, I do believe, to monetize your show is to promote your own program. Or you can use your show to pitch a program, or not pitch a program, but you can use your own show to showcase perhaps a platform or some type of software or a product or what have you that you actually use. And then perhaps reach out to that particular owner of of the platform or what have you, and let them know what you're doing. And the best way to actually do that is to, even before you do any of that, find out if they have an affiliate link. And that's how you make money. You find a product that you like, see if they have an affiliate link or an affiliate type of program for their platform or their product or whatever it is that you are using, and use your affiliate link. And then now you have a sponsor, and you don't even have to go and pitch to them. You're making money based on the product that you love. You're using your affiliate link to share that product with your audience, and then boom, you're making some money. So finally, I want to touch on a few quick fire questions that were submitted. So one simply wrote, guesting slam dunks. And then another asked about structure around sharing personal brand and business info. And another asked about engaging video viewers. So every single one of these comes down to your back-end workflows. So a guesting slam dunk requires, and these are all my personal experience and opinion, by the way. Just thought I would share that. But a guesting slam dunk, in my opinion, requires an automated CRM pipeline. So you aren't doing back and forth emails. I mean, you want to make it a very, very smooth transaction so that your CRM pipeline is being filled. Or if you are guesting, or in other words, if you are having guests on your show, you want to have an automated pipeline so that you're not going back and forth with emails. That is something that just, I don't know, it just doesn't float my boat, and it shouldn't float yours either. Right? So, and then engaging video viewers requires having a system that chops your long-form video into bite-sized clips without you lifting a finger. Sharing your brand info requires having a streamlined media kit. So the thing here is that there is a common thread. The bottleneck is never your voice. God gave you a very powerful voice. The bottleneck is your lack of systems. And so everything is designed to free up your time and give you peace of mind when you are a podcaster. Podcasting has a lot of moving parts. A lot of moving parts. And so what you want to do is minimize some of those moving parts with automation and systems. So, if you submitted one of these questions, or if you are listening right now and you're just kind of nodding your head because you know your back end of your business or your podcast is a mess, then I want to help you fix that. So in addition to my networking event, I am also going to be hosting a live implementation clinic called the Peaceful Podcast Launch. And the cost right now is only $17. And so we're going to get on, a virtual call, get in a room together and map out your content matrix. We'll install your lean tech stack so that you can step fully into your media CEO era. And so I want you to grab your ticket right now by clicking the link in the show notes. It's only $17 and it'll be a 60-minute live implementation clinic. And so I really hope that answering these questions, for those that submitted their questions, I hope this was useful for you. I try to share from a very authentic place. I don't share things that I don't do myself. I am myself constantly working to improve my back-end systems because I love systems. And now that, AI is, moving faster than light almost, there are actually things that you can do to free up your time. So that's why I love being an efficiency architect. So as we close out today, I just want to remind you of Proverbs 31 verses 25 and 26. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom. I love this scripture so much, this passage so much, because you cannot laugh at the days to come if you are dreading your business back end, if you are drowning in admin tasks, if you are overwhelmed by all of the moving parts. So you want to get your systems in place so that you can protect your peace and open your mouth with the wisdom you were called to share. I want to thank you for listening to this special episode of the Organizedpreneur podcast. And until next time, keep organizing your business and keep protecting your peace. Have an amazing day.